2012, 2016 elections. Odu be kanezi obi jezinu pa no. Yes, the battle is a lot. So where is our God, MPP? For me, as in no basa o nkofu obwefu, do we spend a little time to commit the party into God's hands? Anytime the party had collectively made that effort to say that, look, Okwin, your razino kono. Unkunyumzi, look, meka your opposition. Ma minke yim fambo anti Cynthia Nabad or me colleague Cynthia Morrison. Meka, those days, your opposition, 2014, 2015, she had a prayer team. Okay, de meko. Omanpeyin da Akufo Adunifia. Sometimes boko anifan na prayer team. Wo jinja. Wo bompeya. No, why you're fasting. Cynthia Morrison was leading that team. I remember. Okay? Minim ankran krosa. What committee one the look? Politics no ye pay for tum yam from paibo nzi ye nanyi meka. Onye nim abrabo no za wo hu ho na za wo hu so ho bodat masa. And is when we bien is a bobra bottle foam.
Okay.
E bompa na is bibia hye odefo nsa. Ntina yen payinfo obu baby there. Or you nyame a wosumeya osumuhu no yehu osande ma woze wadwene susun na obi so osusu za se nti izempa bote yechi na imo ozi wanyi mekana ubibi ewie pepepe na odu bia bo nda enyi jembrodu nti na yewie free ye ho me peyin bi oya no nkomozi nyina o se kwam na ma wuwie free ho opeyin bi no nkomonyin o se ma wuwie free ho nti meze anope za me catch party mba nyina ni de ma ye wi free ya ho de ye nya me da do na ozi ye nanim 2000 election o ma nkunyimze ye yes da ma bre no soja aban a where a koto wa bompa na was itrujin which was in sutar na ye hu nza osi wo kwamna battles no constituency was the second one na numujai broad daylight na empaibote echi.
Okay.
Odu baby was one handover empaibote echi budget masa. Kufuor was a 2 million then. Man. Or you're there for Nadum. 2016 the same thing. So I'm saying that in all of these crises, Obi Bakada na demo ni nyana you want to aba na yin for them. My joy is that in spite of all these disappointments, it's a data now. NDC did not really get any new numbers there significantly. One vote in 2020 across 2024. So for me, I'm so optimistic. Now look, come 2028, Empire Ejumazin, Empire one was a Korean baba automatically.
Okay.
But that masa. Ejumazin because of course, eruntum mbompai na enkade iye lazy. So ebompai no definitely a show kon. Na ejumazin. Ami minim there. The MPP vision for Ghana no is the best.
Okay. Honorable Okasa sisi you know wako yechi wama ya bakwasem kakra. Na uche mo free soja ban eba. Even at some point, a crampono na more member of parliament from MPP side was about 61, and from there,
okay.
no,
you talking about 96?
Yes, from there, no, Moba Monima about 161, 69. Obi beka se wo ko wenimwa usua enema bebre se wo wechi mo number no esa motimi abọ modern put myself together enyine akodru baby. At some point, you know, lay person beka say, no more you too complacent. Mo say yen na mo dwene ye ho. But e go to point be na say, enye yen na mo fa ye ho biom. Ye ka asem krompo na mo nti. Se ye wo admit ye wo say won ka say mo ye nipa etoda na se mo re e free mo ho. Moving forward, a dear pa na mo de ba e beda sonko ama wo mo buafu omo beka say afei di akoma toyeyem enti e beba together na ya be vote amamo
2020 me da say ebisa sam ozikan me jitu me de odubina tumuba enyenze menyina na yeye ne ye nti obviously the last 8 years are yenye tum no menjizi there in spite of our successes there were also some disappointments. I Mijitum.
Okay.
Obviously, yeah, nimpa. But the main thing, e baze sonku, na yebeye, na yezi ashe, nkrofun kran, yezi amon na reshim, yezi amon woni hunde, debi, anamontui, wazi shayan sebiwa, yebotumi ayeniye. Ekor nye ja ya je tum de nzama kra na bia ankoye ibio yen vision for the country, private enterprise for the benefit of the ordinary Ghanaian. I think that all the year tum na ye shemikena or the yama Ghana for what see or ye in chechrim ibio me feel that the new MPP would have to make known the systems are or safeguard wastes so that, for instance, so what will be greater than on a system will be in place or make sure the nimpana was action and send or is guana and for sona wa board do ibio say yeri ye abana ye be make sure that nzama timemufunu wo hiano sayen po yan adwen wafa za washushed papa na kasa no the yete. And then I also think that governance with good research obwa because sometimes like Afenyo-Markin awo wadwini you but in your no sooner obi edwin and now so feel that was a can oya in your interim but that's masa then also we create a platform of equal opportunity. Sometimes politics or ya appear. Mejitum.
No, because equal opportunity.
Oh, chade ye tipen kor. Inti sa me fisimpa. Me fisimpa. Me mama ye futu. Me papa ye anlo. Oh, if you asante. Obiso ofi bole. Obiso ofi talensi. Obiso ofi yendi. On fond baby efi. Nambom the qualities in you, or competence, winning Z will be the priority.
Okay.
At the same time, and also no was a balance the Eyifia creates a rainbow coalition, a national picture where we'll be able to MPP truly them bre they be a national party on phone baby ifi. Se iwe nimzia ezibe ye bibia party no be dene bobo akwenya mpojo atmasa nti no mejizi de da menze menyina Ghana fo wo hwe da me party won suba nteden oh se me ye lawyer na me fi krasi bia ana menya akwenya na o de ye madam assurance o tintim wonkofo won tirim some idea bi na se menyi panyin bi wo esora and my idea na oboboa ankrankra dwumayen anadam idea no wobeja tuma na that assurance must be there obi opedo otu abobo ya na we hu opportunity bi wo baby a obenya sikaze akoto abobo ya ne bia ana obenya akwenya wabra ne wofa bi ense ekunu mu ana you know all these things is part of the rebranding and rebuilding. Because the ordinary person onya assurance the ebabwan abana year to no oya mbwenti na nyimparo to aba enya do to do ya ne fro keke mbojat masa eyi embribi abasino ko na meko senya na mebisa haru na eseku wenya ne baby ko mebisa nde abazenti ne senyafo enye wodan wo ye MPP no ka se mitram o se obeye MP wobuzi na bem na oye transport minister okofie biem nara otua na man okofie ma wakafa ekor ozna akoto adwuma wa afeyi ozna ekosu adwuma wa afeyi oz no odecheche party no tu ebusuan budget masa so ehun papa ye no mfa so budget masa
nti ma wo mu otimi mi
dame edono mpocho mata correct
okay
nti echichire dame edon na edon wonyimpa na akunuma generation or be nyina no
omo bedon
ozechi because party aboa nti me just there as part of yen rebranding yen rebuilding for Victory 2028 no dame nzame yaza or the yadwen homo the se nkunyimzire ba ya sure yen tememufo de look on phone mpoda nya party member mboa no bododo na se awo first time a enya mboa na chede ihu the party odwe no I mean come 2028 NDC for nankasa also will be a new candidate because of course yen Ramahama Sabio on kaye 2 terms constitution man condemn into no I mean mu there you know or yeah statesman you know I don't see him as a politician again.
Okay. So you feel some way ahead of ANDC and
not necessarily.
Okay.
You can only be ahead when you have also put your house in order.
Okay.
The failures of your opponent does not guarantee an automatic victory for you. First, or that I will also put your house in order. Fear. But what I'm saying is that issues like apathy. Oh, it is to be expected.
Okay.
Ayezi to be expected. Ibabema from day one, or to that ice block no start or melt. Your enemy start from day one because obi benya obirinya. Budget masa. It's the NDC. Someone now. Oh, the same thing.
After 4 years,
the apathy has already started.
Okay.
I won't give details, but it's obvious. We know what we know. Budget masa. And then also. On one Kasanu, they gave empty promises. They took advantage.
NDC.
Oh, of course. You see, what is new? This one, what is new? But it's a matter of time. It's a matter of time.
Bibiara empty promises.
Bibiara manembe.
But ono once na obeka se bi obi promise empty no na wo nyina so.
Of course.
Ebi
okay, so one. They promised women banking. They were all over. Now what promised they look. Yan mami no ma wozi guano. Wabo one wabe set a bank.
Yeah.
Na when yesika was ezigwa. Okay.
But the budget almost set 51 million.
And what is 51 million? What is 51 million?
Woman say emiti a criteria a Bank of Ghana e de madie ba say do mo say seed money.
Seed money for what? They am from Okroma. Galamsey body are establishing 4.6 billion.
And they must say a solution to the canker.
I'm not an economist. Me here economist. Me here law.
Okay.
But that is simplistic.
Me can say because me chief executive director Sami Jemfi
chief executive officer you mean
officer betena ha say kasa ye Sami Jemfi ma o chire mu o breaking it down one to the tangent say enko ba say ye gold no ebenwunu said the first na enwunu foreigners no entimi embebo nremu emma ye sika no enwunu nko small scale miners no na wo mutu wo gold wo nim ba bi wo betimi regulate price no emma first no na gold gold for oil na omuntimi manage the prices until obi anya the gold that esan say ne born cost until they ko baby a ebe cost but we are going to they are all going to be under one umbrella said ebe ombetimi a regulate price no that's the reason say omo asset a gold board no
state control of economic variables you know it hasn't helped a country like Ghana bureaucracies have hit us more because people take advantage. Look, I won't be here because we are doing politics to condemn the initiative.
Okay.
And attack personalities.
Okay.
But I'm saying that the idea of the gold board, you know, practically will not help the country. Why? It is rather going to create an opportunity that will promote Galamsey.
Hey.
Remember. You see, what's a small scale miners? I know. I know the small scale mining, perhaps on paper, could be said there is different from Galamsey on paper. But in reality, those who claim to be small scale miners are in effect doing Galamsey. By the way, if the person says that or a small scale miner, it presupposes there or we need to be order ton equipment.
Yeah.
But that's my Before you get a mining license, whether large scale or small scale, in your proposals, in your financials, the Minerals Commission on Sora Kekemo license.
Okay.
Now, what Minya Sami Jemfi and can you there? What's it? They are in the law. No, they are also saying that they are going to buy equipment.
I know more. The truckers
come on. Oh, please.
See, say free
that is where the danger is.
Oma sign ya ma. Would the free the omo control na stop it into me and machine into me juma.
I am an entrepreneur. I know the challenges in entrepreneurship. You can talk paper. Many finance minister akasa. Maka chende look. Ye tipenkor. Me respecting. Good idea. Honor Sami Jemfimi na akasa. Mr. Sami, you know what? Great idea. But there are eminent risks. Real dangers. Look, anya careful. Nkrofo be jisika no po won't ya. Or what's aggregators be or the worker to gold no was about. Or what catch your party member. Sikana amba na input in the necessary guarantees aben bolusi sika ibio mami wie ibio azana esere ye no you say you want to fight Galamsey trust me, once you start buying equipment for people, once you say oh small scale mining, by the way what the Galamsey gold baba yedene is there any system in place to say there yepe gold one mining in a proper way. Let's stop it. No, I am saying that it's one of the failings. One of the things abeni ambwa. Two, go back to the women in banking. Women in banking, 51 million. 51 million. At this beza, even 100 Ghana cedi per person. And 51,000. 100
Ghana cedis. They say
no. Or ya samka. Me say kadere 100 Ghana. Of course, you can't give 100 Ghana. The minimum is bois obine wezigwa oton a pure water. And now all ye asana and all ye kokumpa. The capital is about money 1,000. I mean in Winneba, the women entrepreneurship program I may. The minimum I give is 1,000 Ghana cedis. And who na ben budget masa. So in my 1,000, in my 100 impo. It's into my 1,000 and 100 impo. The 51 million, some 50,000 people. So I'm telling you that the government itself is not serious about its own promise. Two, let me go to two. Agriculture. Abna, let me finish. You ask an important question. Bear with me.
The same first one, right. Because we can't go in that seminar. Some of them feel more to the tangent because of say, yentimi the right source are to gold no at the free no about international markets na ASR London bullion your muntimi my price because no you need to provide the source. Say a legal and santi and no sir. Regulations
let's not stay on issue one for too long. The American
doable.
Good idea. They may mean well, but unfortunately, they are playing into the hands of Galamsey. And I do not see any light at the end of that tunnel. They have oversimplified it. oh, you bring your gold, no, your gold, no, yankase yatona. It will show up our forex, and then it will stabilize the economy. No. You see, it is too simplistic.
Okay.
Because you are only looking at a fraction of the issues that affect the stability of the city. A key issue to consider is agriculture. Okay? Grow to feed yourself and export. There's made a huge promise for agriculture. But what was the budget for agriculture? A budget statement, the finance minister also offered 1.5 billion. IBA estimator 924 million. Meanwhile, in the 924 million, a chunk of the amount is for compensation. Compensation is salaries of workers. So the amount of money for capital investment to say that, oh, the misike yet a undo 200 million. So from day one, you have failed the ordinary Ghanaian that you promised in Nkete. A promising that you are going to support agriculture. Because since you may be someone there, very knowledgeable person, I so much respect him in parliament. Maybe someone look, he is redundant. He's a lame duck minister because he has nothing to work
with.
They made a huge promise. The farmers in the country, the vegetable farmers in my constituency, those in various rice farming activity, maize, agro processing, they have expectation. In this year's budget, by the way, government can only spend what has been appropriated, what has been approved by parliament, what is in the budget. Estimates now we provided. If agriculture, which is key, you fail to provide for, you are supporting Galamsey with more money, 4.6 billion. Whereas in agriculture, you have only an amount of 200 million plus to invest. What are you trying to do? Zero. Then let's come to the third issue. 24-hour economy. I'm pay me pede Ghana fu nyina hu de. Ye nuanum NDC fu no was a sebe in the adan was ba bem.
Omucha Ghana for control.
Obviously, 24-hour economy. What's it then? We propose what's it? Is it 133 or 311?
Yeah.
Maybe something. In other words, what's one job, three shifts?
3 shifts, yeah.
Right, one job, 3 shifts. I expect that a key promise that you've made, it should be included in your year 1 budget. Okay? What is not in the budget cannot be implemented. Simplicity. Omanpeyin ba Parliament with SONA, State of the Nation Address. Odu 24-hour economy assembly also 24-hour economy assembly or the budget in inti yenua ato force number obaka wasam no we provide details throughout the vetting. Realizing that bisa one nominee is 24-hour economy pa sebi but all the clip no MPs ni ministers ni wa sebi one manifesto mpo no one kan anamboa maybe someone about 24-hour economy obia won nchim ebinu po wa maybe someone about one by a manifesto no also man or check and somewhere honest to say they did not read
so obia won nchim I say what classroom na teacher ni atira de the way obesi ama even notes and because sometimes you paraphrase
no but what is 24-hour economy? Is there one job 3 shifts? Which areas are you going to focus on? The areas you are going to focus on should be included in your first budget statement. What incentives are you going to provide to create the 24-hour economy? Because you see, the essence of the 24-hour economy was job creation.
Okay, but
I'm saying that I'm saying that no.
Me kaise Honorable Elizabeth Echo Olam. Okay. Encourage you almost almost pastor no now no master start with the policy.
You see, Lizzie is a respected lawyer, you know, You see, you can't use propaganda to run a government.
When you
company. Listen, if UTV, more shift system, how does government take credit for it?
But
listen to me. No, wait.
Ghana publishing, company almost started 24 economy. And also at first, not 24 economy.
Asamno, yenya botana yenchechi. Missy, if a company has its policy and is implementing its own corporate policy based on Juma or year, government can only take credit if a certain incentive is introduced to enhance it. So, for instance, UTV, more system waha. Mutumi a program open 3 a.m., 2 a.m. Within that period, the workers are also there. Woye juma. Inti abemba no so look, more electricity bill are mutua wahan. Yemamu incentive bia, you pay half because you have a system to employ more. That is an incentive. Government can take credit. If abemba also do more tax, equipment are mozebano, you introduce a system, mozeba, it's free. More corporate tax and also then government can claim credit. Or the policy or benefit one into more employ more. You see, the essence of intervention by government for the private sector is to create a space for job creation. That is why Akufo-Addo by introducing 1D, 1F. What was the one district, one factory vision for?
Was it successful?
Largely successful. Those that benefited, yes. But it got to a point, the same NDC realized that no, there will be so many gains. So they started playing politics with it. They've cancelled it, okay? There is nothing in place to support the private sector. This budget I will read it 2025. It's an anti-private sector budget.
Hey.
Tell me, ask your chief executive, ask the founders of Despite Media, ask them that upon reading the budget, what is the incentive for them as an industry player? Ask entrepreneurs, go around the country, interview entrepreneurs. Those in agro processing. No, but it's not about yet to. It should be because in the budget.
You share even a sanitary pad promise or momiki.
Oh, come on.
Now, no, almost say my indigenous businesses, no, I'm a manufacturer.
No, but that was an old thing, please. Mommy, Bocho. Mama won't find me and going in your
No, some may be so.
Damon coffee one can acquire. One can acquire. No, Miss one can acquire. Onye MPP aban ekede abno say Minister of State Finance Ministry came to defend why we were even giving tax incentive to some of the companies now where you were friending what manufacture sanitary pad, and they said there you impose a tax on one who import so that we would discourage importation. The government of MPP put in place measures say if a production of Ghana, you will get the incentive so that you can manufacture cheaper, you can employ more. In fact, that was the main traction. And the end was the be. I'm saying there, in this 2025 budget, there is nothing for the benefit of the private sector. For instance, they are all out in town. What's the way e-levy? Okay, yeah. We repeal e-levy. Good. So people are happy. Good. But do you know that the levies at the ports on import of goods, they maintain it. One touch. So Aboso Kai, remember?
I mean, in the next, you know.
Agrobosa Ofianopa. You promise Ghanaians. It's the Wakro, Oman paying so cro. Aboso Kai. Wakonenam Kokompe, Wakro Edum, Wakro Swame. Memiwe. what's the import? No, when you be crowd, in there or a process.
No.
If they are taking some, they are taking some, they are giving some tax reliefs. I would say, okay, what's that? I'm saying that is zero. Go to Ghana Union of Traders. Be someone, invite them. That in this 2025 budget, was there any repeal of tax bill? Nankan wotri and Akufo-Addo abembe wey you tax it. In fact, there were some taxes nanka obe expire 2025. There was even an attempt to extend it perpetually. Na yedi and you are saying you stop one. Then they extended them to 2028. The light scale mining companies, they've imposed tax in the first no 1%. Why are 3%? Why that those companies were making more profits? But it's not only through taxation, but you can also give the tax rebate and encourage production. So I'm simply saying that the ordinary businessman, the trader, there is nothing to celebrate in this 2025 budget. And that is a reality. I will challenge the NDC, open the budget and tell me that these are major incentives for the private sector. What's the way you want D1F? Interview Honorable Elizabeth Ofosu-Ajare and ask her, the trade ministry now, in fact, that is also another redundant ministry. It's also another redundant because what are they doing? Was the one in listen, was in Zamania was Akasha there good big push. And then even if you look at Jubilee House, salaries for one appointees, they provided about 2.7 billion. Okay? The 2.7 billion is even more than agriculture, 924 million. So I'm saying that NDC for they are what promises are what no ba wo be says ya busume basa na yewomi men ka de busume basa they should achieve everything. That would be unreasonable. But what I'm saying that in terms of policy measures, the structures are was it ba na was assured we put this in place, we put that in place, you know. You do that through your first budget.
When you say you're too early, so say you're expecting
our expectations are founded on policy.
Okay.
And it will not be wrong for me to raise that as a concern.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
You bring budgets. It is in the budget that you detail your vision for the year. What you intend to do. If me show budget na azena it's one okay during campaign time when you budget ma I won't take you serious. Okay. And I'm saying that NDC football will be ankronkre dwumayefo no insise bi eni wa why there was a bubble.
Okay.
Ebien awona wo ye 1D1F where bebe to 1D1F in its place 0 ibio no 24-hour economy now one kasa working. There was a 24-hour economy policy bill bar. Obe created jobs. So one job, 3 shifts. What's it? Obe created 3 shifts so that obi benye biaye, obi benye biaye, obi benye biaye. NDC for our Winneba. NDC for our Apa. NDC for our Swedru. NDC for our Nima. And now Ghana youth our Nima. What expectation do in Shishay Bama Winnie Juma. Into Wako Aba was my NDC, Awonya MPP no bufu. What should they expect? 0. Because in Shishanum po only one a now finance minister say, a tree was a 24-hour economy policy in Shishan Beda was Baba. Yan train because you are done with your budget, meaning for 2025 is 0. Is it to be expected during mid-year review? We wait to see. Okay.
Say many wish say na yankasamfa about 2 months and then a month back. I mean 2 months down the line. ECG and some are sorry. You can correct me somewhere July and obey a ECG chair. Minim say sanity there. Na abetodwa about 1,346 containers ayira na mame paraphrase assembly a wokan parliament o kachre. I mean, you started by saying, sir, to your respected colleagues, sir, unless munyina mo betena hodomo a pretend they say munim de ekoso na some of the custom officers no connive with others to sell ECG, you know, container to, you know, private sectors and later resell to ECG. Munim ekoso enye adepa nti ese munyina mo hwe na moka na obi so be bisa say abreben ena wuhu sesa containers no yiraye na ye wabre so ana na as a member of parliament and as a chair die ba na muntu na wutufa ho.
Right, me da say ozikan ma memfa da menchechre membra se ECG wama contract was mobi the import cables in brown and she share am kwekotro there was a contract in menyimpa na the contract terminates upon delivery of bill of lading. Metrim nyimpa no ozenenzama no or import no ozeba ozenkrata zeba ECG.
Okay.
The nzama na ebodu port mewie medjuma. Then we put in invoice for payment. That means that the contract has been executed. So end of contract.
Okay.
The next thing is that ECG in the ECG now makes arrangement to pay duties.
Okay.
There were trade duties here. Now port for no a release goods. Then the goods now go to the warehouse of ECG.
Okay.
Good. In this obi catch out there, ECG what containers be report. Ayo. Na board chairman and na managing director Onyimhubia Sebi. The minimpan Onyim Zoraka.
Okay.
Because containers were porter. It's under the full custody and control of the port authorities and other agencies that are responsible.
Okay.
It is a reason why Abenibia were national security officials were port. It's a reason why custom officials are there. It is a ECG for one containers under the custody of the port authorities. Na say obisi Iowa. ECG managing director, board member, board chairman. Wombemi be the people to hold responsible. Yeah, port officials and all others responsible for the custody of the containers now our port one.
Okay. No,
wait. I've understood all your abna. You made a
time or no? Now
let me finish. Wait.
Okay.
Wait. So I just need you to understand, because you see sometimes in some bar yentobara and change him into bonde into asin yejuma. So let me explain it. The principle is this: people must understand there as he them not. Now, so we back at there. ECG for one containers be IO or porter. The minimum panel must give